Okay, boys, we have the matchups for the NBA Conference Finals, so that means we got to predict them.
I have perfectly predicted the entire NBA playoffs so far. My picks have been straight money, and I will get everything right again like I always do.
I just can't wait to see my favorite NBA player, Brittany Griner, play in the ALCS for a chance at the Super Bowl.
Holy shit, Sleepy Joe.
I'm very surprised by these two matchups. No one could have expected this.
A lot of young teams, which I love to see.
Let's just get into our predictions. In the Western Conference, we have the 5-seed Dallas Mavericks taking on the 3-seed Minnesota Timberwolves.
This one is wild.
I actually called this matchup back in July of last year. I predicted the NBA very strongly.
Stop capping Trump. There ain't no way you called this one.
Watch your mouth, Sleepy Joe.
Before we get into the actual predictions, let's go over how both teams got to this point. Let's start with Dallas. In the first round, they had a tough matchup with LA, but ultimately beat the injury-riddled Clippers in 6 games. And after that, in the second round, they had an even tougher matchup with the young but feisty Thunder team.
The Clippers are old as fuck and have nothing but ball hogs on that team. It was obvious Dallas would beat them. As for the Thunder, I was a bit surprised by how well they played, but they were just too young and inexperienced for the moment.
Not young enough, if you ask me.
Thunder have a bright future. They'll be back next season.
Dallas was just too good for them and is without question the best team in the West. They sent P. Giddy and the Thunder on a one-way trip to Cancun.
We all know P. Giddy won't be allowed to join the rest of the team in Cancun since he is a flight risk.
Don't worry, I know a guy that can help him out.
Congrats to the Mavs for 2 big series wins to advance to their second Western Conference Finals in the last 3 seasons. Now let's talk about the T-Wolves' path to the conference finals. In the first round, they absolutely embarrassed the Suns as they swept them, and in the second round, somehow managed to upset the defending champs, the Denver Nuggets, in a crazy up-and-down series to beat the Nuggets in 7.
Coming back down 20 in a Game 7 on the road is cold.
Anthony Edwards might actually be Jordan's illegitimate son.
Ant-Man aborted the Nuggets.
Put some respect on the Nuggets' name. They played well.
Denver blew their load too early. Won 3 straight and then lost Game 6 by 45 and choked a commanding lead in Game 7.
We're going to have to start calling Nikola Jokic Nikola Chokic.
Plus, Jamal Murray played like a bitch in the second half, and MAGA Porter Jr. was nowhere to be seen.
I think it's safe to assume, Michael, the possession ends here. Porter Jr. bet the unders on all his props.
Nuggets finna have a good time in Cancun.
Fuck Cancun! The Nuggets got to be sent to Galveston.
Hey, that's a great vacation spot. Don't disrespect Texas.
Okay, so now that we know how both teams got here, let's get into our predictions for this series.
This is a very tough series to predict.
No, it's not. This one is actually easy as fuck. Dallas is nice, but they will not be able to hang with the T-Wolves in a 7-game series.
Why do you say that?
The Timberwolves are fucking huge. Gobert, Cat, and Naz Reid are going to body the Mavs in the paint. Minnesota will out-rebound them and create a bunch of second-chance opportunities. Dallas may steal 1 or 2 games, but there ain't no way they are beating Minnesota.
Donald, are you stupid? Put some respect on the great state of Texas.
Bush, get Texas meat out of your mouth. They ain't doing nothing against Minnesota.
Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA and will score all over the Wolves, not to mention how clutch Kyrie will be. And don't worry, P.J. Washington, Gafford, and Lively will hold their own against the Wolves' big men.
Are you fucking crazy? Luka is all banged up and will get locked up by McDaniels. Kyrie has low-key disappeared in these playoffs. And if you think the Mavs' bigs are going to be able to keep up with Minnesota's bigs, then you must be higher than Hunter.
Don't sleep on Dallas. Mavs in 7.
The difference maker in this series will be the defense.
No shit, Obama.
The Mavs are nice, but I don't see how they can beat this Minnesota team. Dallas plays absolutely no defense, while the Wolves are one of the best defensive teams in the league. Mavs need to lock down, or they will get run out the building. This series will be a lot different than the Thunder one. It's going to be a lot more slower, and the Mavs will need to adjust.
Trust me, Mavs will make the adjustments needed. Jason Kidd is that guy.
Jason Kidd drinks and drives and beats his wife. I don't know if I'd call him that guy.
Sounds like a true American to me.
In my opinion, the T-Wolves are just too good. The defensive difference is huge, and like Trump said earlier, Wolves will have a massive rebounding advantage due to their size and physicality.
Keep sleeping on my Mavs.
I'm kind of fucking with Dallas here. Luka is a classy player, and I think the T-Wolves are overhyped.
Creepy Clinton, are you fucking stupid? Wolves just took down the defending champs.
That don't mean nothing. Y'all keep glazing the T-Wolves D, but not mentioning how lethal the Mavs offense is.
You tell him, Bill.
Mavs will outshoot and outscore Minnesota all series long.
Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Anthony Edwards can outscore this Mavs team by himself.
Speaking of Anthony Edwards, someone's got to test this guy for roids. He's probably been getting a contact high by just standing next to A-Rod.
Keep hating on greatness.
Joe, you've been pretty quiet. Who do you got winning the West?
I'm still thinking. The Dallas Stars are good, but so are the Minnesota Twins.
Holy fuck, Sleepy Joe, get your head out of your ass.
While Joe thinks, let's all quickly recap who we got and in how many games. I'm going with the T-Wolves in 7. They got the bigger and stronger D, and that will be the difference maker.
Hell nah, the Mavericks are from the great state of Texas. They will expose the fraudulent-ass T-Wolves. Mavs win this in 7.
Facts, the Mavs offense will outplay Minnesota's defense, and Luka puts on a masterclass as he leads the Mavs to the finals over the Timberwolves in 6 games.
You're all mad stupid. My pro-choice King Anthony Edwards is the second coming of Jordan. He will continue to ball out and will fuck the Mavs up. Give me the big bad Wolves in 6.
And Joe, who do you got?
I think it's pretty obvious who I got.
Of course, this fool's got Minnesota.
The Timberwolves just made the Nuggets their bitches. They are huge and deep. Mavs have no chance against this Wolves team. Give me the Soda Wolves in 5.
Okay, so these were our predictions for the Western Conference Finals. Now we have the Eastern Conference Finals, where the 1 seed Boston Celtics take on the 6 seed Indiana Pacers.
How the fuck are the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals?
I'm glad you asked. We'll go over how both teams got to this position right now. Pacers managed to beat the injury-riddled Bucks in the first round in 6 games, and afterwards beat the injury-riddled Knicks in 7 games.
Seems like the Pacers have gotten really lucky with injuries to their opponents.
Injuries are a part of the game. The best ability is availability.
Bro, the Pacers are so fucking lucky to be here. If Tom Thibodeau wasn't running a sweatshop out of the Garden, Knicks would have won that series easily.
Tibbs really did run all those Knicks players into the ground. They looked gassed in Game 6 and 7.
Lucky-ass Pacers!
Reggie Miller beating Ewing and the Knicks was something else, and Reggie putting up the choke sign to Spike Lee was cold.
Sleepy Joe, you're like 30 years late.
Now let's take a look into Boston's path here. First, they beat the Heat without Jimmy Butler in 5, and then beat the injury-plagued Cavs in 5.
Celtics looking mad scary this year.
No, they don't. They would have lost to the Heat if Jimmy Butler was playing. So they got stupid lucky there. And they played a Cavs team who didn't have Jared Allen the whole series, and Donovan Mitchell was banged up all series and didn't even play the last 2 games. Boston has had the easiest path to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Stop complaining about injuries.
The Celtics about to win a Mickey Mouse ring.
Boston is a classy city.
That couldn't be farther from the truth.
Okay, let's get into our predictions for the series.
Before we do that, can we just all acknowledge the fact that Tyrese Halliburton has made more conference finals than Joel Embiid has?
Fuck you, Donald.
Embiid low-key caught a stray.
Boys, focus on the series at hand.
There's nothing to talk about here, Obama. The Celtics are just too stacked.
That doesn't mean anything.
Celtics will finally have to play a fully healthy team, so this will be a tougher series for them. But either way, Pacers will have no answer for Tatum and Brown.
And don't forget about the real MVP for Boston, Derek White.
Facts, bald Derek White is a better shooter than prime Steph Curry.
Relax yourself.
Look, Pacers play at a ridiculously fast pace, and that may help them win a couple games, but their play style is not sustainable against a team like the Celtics.
Especially since Boston is able to push the pace also.
Similar to the other series, I got to go with the team that is better defensively. It's a huge difference maker in the playoffs.
And they're better at rebounding.
With Kristaps they are, but without him, I'd say these teams are pretty even in rebounding.
Kristaps being injured will be a huge difference maker, especially with the way Siakam and Turner have played thus far.
If Kristaps was playing the whole series, I'd take Celtics in 5, but since he's out, I think Pacers can squeeze out 2 wins.
Even though Jason Tatum is only 19, he will show everyone he is a superstar and lead the Celtics to the finals with ease. This series ain't going to be close.
Sleepy Joe, the fuck is wrong with you? JT is a lot older than that.
I may be an idiot, but I'm not stupid.
What the fuck?
You guys aren't giving the Pacers enough credit. Turner and Siakam are going to be a problem down low, and if Halliburton can get going, then the Celtics will face a lot of problems. I think the Pacers give the Celtics a tough time, but Boston's experience gives them the edge. Still, I think this will be a 7-game series.
Nah, 7 is too much.
Pacers are overhyped. They ain't gonna do shit against Boston. Celtics in 5.
Don't sleep on the Pacers' fast-paced offense.
I ain't sleeping on shit. Celtics are one of the best defensive teams in the league, and they will lock the Pacers the fuck up.
I will say the Pacers definitely got the coaching advantage since Rick Carlisle got championship experience and Joe Mazzulla is a horrible coach.
Donald, Boston has the best record in the league and have looked great all year. How is Mazzulla a bad coach?
He can't make in-game adjustments and is constantly getting out-coached. His unbelievable roster is what makes him look good.
So you think Carlisle will outcoach Mazzulla?
Fuck yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. But luckily for Boston, they have more experience and the better roster. Boston will win, but Pacers won't be an easy out.
Bill, who do you have?
I got the obvious pick here, the Indiana Pacers.
What the fuck?
Indiana have a huge advantage with Tingus Pingus Porzingis being out. Turner will run circles around old-ass Al Horford and will straight bully him in the paint. Boston has got stupid lucky matchup-wise so far, but that ends here. Not to mention Indy is also younger. The Pacers will upset the Celtics.
Somebody's got to drug test this fool.
Celtics are a horrible home team, while Pacers are a great home team. Indy will steal one in Boston and take care of business when they go back to Indiana. Boston not built for this.
That's a bold pick, Bill.
Not only will the Pacers out-rebound and outscore the Celtics, but they are a lot younger and fresher, and I'm sure you all know how I feel about them youngins.
Creepy Clinton is wildin'.
Okay, let's quickly go over our picks again.
Give me the Celtics by manslaughter. Boston wins in 5 games.
I think it'll be a very close series with the Pacers putting up a real fight, but the Celtics will beat them in 7.
I don't even know where the fuck Indiana is. Give me the Celtics in 5.
Pacers will steal a couple games off Boston, but they ain't winning the series. Celtics win in 6.
The Pacers are young and hot, and I like them young. Indy pulls off the massive upset in 7 games.
Okay, so these were our predictions for the NBA Conference Finals.
If you enjoyed the video,
Like and subscribe.
And comment down below your predictions for the NBA playoffs.
Also, give us a follow on our TikTok and Instagram, and be sure to check out our other prediction videos.
stay tuned for new videos every week.